Welcome back, everyone. The mission of the Hawaii State Energy Office is to promote energy efficiency, renewable energy, and clean transportation for a better Hawaii. Living 808 is continuing that conversation with Good Jobs Hawaii and their partnership with the University of Hawaii's community colleges. Take a look.
There are new workforce developmental initiatives in the energy sector in Hawaii. And here to talk all about it and an exciting partnership is Dan, Cam, and Aaron. Aloha, you guys. Aloha. Thanks so much for being here today and having me and talking to me about this, because this is a really exciting partnership. But before we talk about the partnership, what exactly is Good Jobs Hawaii?
Well, the Good Jobs Initiative is actually a collection of all of the workforce development grants that are administered by the University of Hawaii Community College system. So right now we have about $35 million available both to the residents of Hawaii for free trainings and for job placements, but also to our industry partners to incentivize them to want to hire those trainees either for full-time jobs or for internships.
Wonderful. And how exactly does that work?
Well, there are jobs available on the goodjobshawaii.org website. So we invite people to go to the website and check out what the available trainings are right now. They would take the training, and when it gets towards the end of the training cycle, they're actually matched up with employers so that they have jobs right away.
Oh, super neat. Okay, so I guess there's two sides that are participating. The residents that can actually sign up, but also industry partners. So how do they each get involved?
Well, the industry partners get involved through what we call sector partnerships. And Cam is actually the leader of the Clean Energy Sector Partnership. So they would be part of the partnership and be working with Cam to let the university side know what courses they would like people to take. What certifications do they want people to have? What qualifications do they want in order to hire people? So then once people go through the trainings, they have those qualifications, and then the industry partners have agreed to hire them.
Okay, wonderful. And let's talk about those different career types. Why would you suggest people get a career in the clean energy sector?
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. Energy and fuel play an important part of our everyday lives here. And getting a career in the energy sector is a way to be involved in something that is important to everybody. And it's an opportunity to also be part of our change as we look to transition away from fossil fuels for electricity and fuel use.
Perfect. And moving forward, some of the jobs in the future and the ones that we're already taking care of now, what are some examples of those? What exactly do people do for work in the clean energy sector?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of jobs in the energy sector that range from efficiency jobs, building retrofits, as we're in front of here today, which is we always start with efficiency first. Then there's renewable energy installations and also the development of renewable energy projects, large and small. And also the critical jobs that keep our energy and lights on today, including the flow of fuels, the use of fuels, and the maintenance of our existing grid infrastructure, our transmission lines, our power plants, and everything that goes in between to make our electricity get from the power plant to our homes.
Wonderful. So there are so many job opportunities available in that field. And of course, Swinnerton, a big part of that as well. So for local residents, what opportunities do you guys have?
Well, we've got a few different projects going on in the islands, but one of them that's really exciting is the Student Success Center at the University of Hawaii, which we're standing in front of today. The Student Success Center is a conversion of an existing library, the Sinclair Library over at the University of Hawaii Manoa. That's really going to be focused on engaging and providing, ongoing support and opportunities for students at the University of Hawaii. We're first off, really tightening up the building envelope, doing a huge energy overhaul to make sure that the systems within the building can run as efficiently as possible. We are also doing a full upgrade of those systems within the building to maximize on the energy efficiency of the lighting, the water, and a number of other things. We're also, generating some energy through the installation of some solar PV panels on the rooftop, which will hope to offset some of the, energy usage and needs of the building as a whole.
And it's so great to see that you guys are so eco-friendly with not only how you're building it sustainably, but the PV panels. So you can tell that you guys care. But why do you care about partnerships like this, Good Jobs Hawaii and the clean energy sector?
Well, we're really excited about being involved and being engaged with Good Jobs Hawaii because of the opportunity that I think it presents to a lot of people who, felt the only option was to go away and stay away, and because there's a lack of opportunity or a lack of, a way to live here in Hawaii with a high cost of living. So what we're really focused on and what we really realized as a business is that talent is what drives, the availability of great talent is what drives our ability to be successful as a business. So what we want to do is really develop these partnerships and develop these avenues for opportunity where people can see that, hey, there is a way to make a living here in Hawaii, and stay here and grow here and, continue on with making Hawaii a great place to live.
Definitely. And there are so many opportunities which you're helping to connect folks with. So for those that want to learn more information, get involved, where do we go?
The best place to go would be goodjobshawaii.org, and that would be the place to go both for people who are looking for training opportunities and for our industry partners who are looking to be involved on the hiring end.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today and for, of course, all the great work you're doing in the community. And if you're interested, we'll have a link to their website on our website, kh12.com, with all the info. All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Great information, and all of our high segments are available on kh12.com. We also want to send a big mahalo to Hawaii State Energy Office for bringing us this installment of High Energy.
Yep, to learn about the state's path to 100% renewable energy generation, visit energy.hawaii.gov.
Good stuff.